Once upon a time, in a quiet kingdom wrapped in snow, a gentle queen sat by her window, stitching a tiny white cloth. A needle pricked her finger, and a drop of red blood fell onto the snow outside. As she gazed at the colors, white snow, red blood, and black ebony wood, she softly whispered, "I wish I had a daughter with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as dark as night." Months later, her wish came true. A baby girl was born, beautiful beyond words. The queen named her Snow White. But joy was short-lived, for the kind queen passed away soon after. Years went by. The king remarried a woman so beautiful, yet so vain, that she couldn't stand the thought of anyone being prettier than herself. She owned a magic mirror, and every morning she stood before it and asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" And every time the mirror answered, "You, my queen, are the fairest of them all." But one morning, everything changed. The mirror replied, "You are fair, my queen, it's true, but Snow White is fairer than you." Jealousy burned within the queen's heart. Her beauty turned to bitterness. "Take Snow White into the forest," she ordered her huntsman, "and bring me her heart." The huntsman led the innocent girl deep into the woods, but when he looked into her frightened eyes, he couldn't do it. "Run, child," he said softly. "Run and never return." He spared her life and left her to fate. Snow White wandered for hours, lost and cold, until she discovered a tiny cottage hidden among the trees. Inside were 7 small beds, 7 cups, and 7 plates. A home filled with warmth and care. Exhausted, she curled up on the smallest bed and fell asleep. When night fell, 7 dwarfs came home from the mines. "Who's sleeping in my bed?" one asked. "Look." "She's so beautiful," whispered another. The kind dwarfs let her stay and promised, "If you cook and keep our little home tidy, you can live here safely. But remember, never let anyone in days past happily." But far away, the evil queen asked her mirror again, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" The mirror answered, "Snow White, beyond the hills, living with 7 dwarfs." The queen was furious. Disguising herself as an old peddler woman, she knocked on the cottage door with a basket of ribbons. "Lovely ribbons for a pretty girl," she croaked. Snow White, too kind to refuse, let her in. But when the queen tied the lace too tight, Snow White collapsed. The dwarfs returned just in time and saved her life. "Don't open the door again," they warned. But the queen tried again, first with a poisoned comb, then with a beautiful red apple. Snow White took one bite and fell lifeless to the ground. The dwarfs couldn't wake her. They built a glass coffin and kept watch beside her, day and night, weeping for their beloved friend. One day, a young prince traveling through the forest saw her inside the coffin. "Such beauty," he whispered. "Please, let me take her to my castle." The dwarfs agreed, but as his servants lifted the coffin, they stumbled, and the piece of apple slipped from her throat. Snow White gasped and opened her eyes. The prince took her hands gently and said, "You're safe now. Will you come with me?" With a smile, she nodded. They were married soon after, and the kingdom rejoiced. Even the magic mirror could no longer deny Snow White was truly the fairest of them all, not because of her beauty, but because her heart remained pure, as white as snow. Moral: true beauty isn't found in mirrors. It lives in kindness, courage, and a heart that forgives.